You think the blackout kills people because there's no light. That's not what does it. People die in the first 72 hours because their brain lies to them. Their body panics faster than they expect, and they keep doing things that used to be normal yesterday but are lethal today. Listen carefully, because the first 3 days after the grid goes down are not about strength, weapons, or courage. They're about not making quiet, stupid mistakes that spiral out of control before you even realize you're in danger. The first mistake is burning energy like tomorrow still exists. The moment the power dies, most people start moving more, talking more, driving more, and thinking less. Adrenaline floods your system, heart rate jumps, cortisol spikes, and suddenly you're pacing the house, calling everyone, running outside, checking the car again, even though it's already dead. That stress response feels productive, but biologically, it's a disaster. You're dumping calories, dehydrating faster, and exhausting glycogen stores your body will desperately need later. In survival physiology, energy is life. Muscles burn fuel whether you're lifting weights or just pacing in panic. People who crash early don't get stabbed or shot. They faint, make bad decisions, or collapse from dehydration and heat because they couldn't slow down. The correct move in the first hours of a blackout is counterintuitive. Sit down, breathe slower, drink water deliberately, and reduce motion. Calm conserves calories. Calm preserves cognition. Calm keeps you alive long enough to think. The second killer mistake is trusting infrastructure inertia. People assume water will probably keep working, gas lines will probably stay stable, and emergency services will probably show up. This assumption gets people poisoned, burned, or stranded. Water treatment plants rely on electricity for pumping and chemical dosing. Once pressure drops, contaminants flow backward into pipes. That crystal-clear tap water can carry bacteria within hours. Gas systems can experience pressure instability and leaks. Elevators stop. Traffic lights go dark. The deadly part isn't the failure, it's the delay between failure and public awareness. By the time authorities say don't drink the water, thousands already did. The rule in the first 72 hours is simple. Treat all systems as compromised unless you personally control them. Boil water if possible. If not, chemically disinfect. Don't light flames indoors unless ventilation is confirmed. Don't enter enclosed spaces assuming safety. Normalcy bias kills faster than looters ever will. The third mistake is fleeing too early or too late. Movement feels like safety, but physics doesn't care about feelings. Roads choke instantly when power dies. Fuel pumps shut down. GPS becomes unreliable. Vehicles become metal coffins in traffic jams. On the other side, staying put too long in unstable environments, high-rise buildings without water pressure, dense urban centers with zero lighting, exposes you to escalating risk as panic spreads. The science here is human density versus resource decay. The higher the population concentration, the faster order collapses when logistics stop. The correct decision isn't stay or go, it's timing and destination clarity. If you don't already know exactly where you're going, how you'll get there without fuel, and why that place is safer, then movement is a gamble with terrible odds. Indecision wastes daylight, and darkness multiplies danger. Another silent killer is overusing light and sound. Candles in windows, flashlights sweeping streets, generators humming loudly. These are invitations. Humans are predators and opportunists by nature, especially under stress. In a blackout, visibility equals vulnerability. Light draws attention. Noise advertises resources. The physics is brutal. Sound travels farther at night, and the absence of ambient noise amplifies it. People think danger arrives with shouting and chaos, but the real threat often comes quietly towards the only visible or audible target on the block. The safest homes in the first 72 hours look empty, silent, and uninteresting. Use light sparingly. shield it, and kill unnecessary noise. Survival favors invisibility, not dominance. Another mistake people never see coming is eating wrong, not eating less. People binge perishable food immediately, thinking it's efficient. The problem is insulin response and digestion load. Heavy meals spike blood sugar, increase thirst, and accelerate dehydration. Then your body crashes, leaving you sluggish and foggy. In stressful conditions, digestion steals blood flow from the brain and muscles. Light, simple foods spaced out maintain cognitive clarity longer. Hydration matters more than calories early on. A mildly hungry brain thinks clearly. A dehydrated brain makes fatal mistakes. This isn't about rationing out of fear. It's about metabolic control under stress. This section is based on practical field survival experience rather than academic sources. Another mistake people never see coming is social miscalculation. In the first days, everyone pretends cooperation will last. It does, briefly, but stress fractures trust fast. Oversharing resources, plans, or supplies makes you a liability or a target. At the same time, complete isolation increases risk if you're injured or overwhelmed. The balance is strategic interaction, short conversations, neutral tone, no inventory reveals. Humans under survival stress subconsciously test boundaries, and once someone knows you have more than they do, dynamics shift instantly. This isn't paranoia, it's behavioral psychology under scarcity. You don't need enemies to die in a blackout. You just need one desperate person with information. The final mistake is assuming the danger peaks immediately. It doesn't. The first day feels tense but manageable. The second day feels uncomfortable. The third day is where mortality spikes. That's when dehydration sets in, infections start, medications run out, tempers snap, and sleep deprivation erodes judgment. Circadian rhythm disruption alone can cause hallucinations and impulsive behavior. People don't prepare for day 3. They prepare for the moment the lights go out. Survival isn't about dramatic moments. It's about delayed consequences. If you plan only for impact, you fail during the aftermath. Here's the truth nobody likes to hear. Most people who die in the first 72 hours were never in direct danger until they made themselves vulnerable. They trusted systems too long, moved at the wrong time, burned energy emotionally, revealed too much, or ignored basic biology. The blackout doesn't kill you. The way you behave when comfort disappears does. And if you understand that, if you slow down while others speed up, if you stay quiet while others announce themselves, if you think while others panic, you dramatically increase your odds of still being alive when day 4 arrives, which is when survival actually begins.